Explorations. Probing global diversification. We travel the world so you don't have to.
So Carmen, tell us where you are.
Nina, I'm up at Audie Lake Retreat, and this is just southeast of or southwest of Perth, which is near Ottawa, way out in the Tules. And the reason I came up this way, about a year ago, I've been talking with a group of people in Korea in regards to World Peace Festivals. And I've been looking around at different ideas in order to get this going. And what initially brought me up here is I went to an eco-village, and I was looking to relocate to somewhere out in the country. And I met a fellow there by the name of Gregory Robinson, and through my discussions with him, found that he was a designer, an artist, and a visionary, and quite a bit different than all the other people I've talked to in regards to artists, and also found out that this area is very, very rich with artists. So this is where I'm at now.
You say he's very different. Can you explain a little bit how he's different and what's going on there?
So what I found is very intriguing about Gregory is that a lot of artists that you see out there right now, there are a lot of painters, a lot of potters. There's a lot of people doing landscapes. There's a lot of people doing animals and things like this. And to me, I find that there's quite a lot out in the market like that. What I found different about him, he's doing Art Nouveau in stained glass and in sculptures and architectural pieces that are quite beautiful. So that's what I found, something I hadn't seen before, and I could see a lot of passion coming through that. And in regards to the World Peace Festivals, one of the things that my discussions with the Korean people were is that we establish some kind of a monument as a representation of what happened in that particular area. So that's what I found really intriguing.
So what do you think, Greg, about Carmen's assessment?
Well, I think it's true that I am doing work that's unusual to other artists. What I find interesting is the potential of producing art with using 3D modeling and CNC technology. And I've been developing a competition that's through Carmen's encouragement has developed into a World Peace Monument competition using this technology, where an artist from around the world could design a sculpture, and it could be printed out somewhere else in the world using 3D printers. So the competition would be such that we would submit or call for artists up from around the world, which suits the World Peace Festival, being from all different cultures, and have them compete against one another to create a monument that ends up being a monument left from the festival.
So, Greg, you've expressed an interest in bringing in artists from around the world. Is that correct?
Well, for the competition, and of course, they're always welcome to come to the studio if they're so inclined.
Is this so that they can stay in your studio? Would they actually live there, or are you supplying accommodations for them?
Well, I'm always have an open house for artists to come and stay. So, yes, if someone shows up and we get along fine, they'd be more than welcome to stay.
That sounds like fun, like a big camp out.
It could be.
That's what art's all about, jamming and whatnot. So, Greg, I just wanted to get into a little bit, just quickly, into the background of how you've come to where you are. How long have you been calling yourself an artist? And what kind of art excites you? Like what, or has that changed over the years?
I've been fairly consistent in terms of art that's functional, a functional art that's installed into architecture. So I'm inspired by the Art Nouveau period as an example, where the art and the architecture becomes one. And as far as how long I've been involved with this passion, it would be over 30 years.
What were you doing before you became an artist?
Well, I was worked in a family business in Pennsylvania, and it was I was in sales with and marketing for mobile homes and modular homes.
Now, I can personally totally understand why you made the switch, but why did you make the switch?
Well, I married a Canadian. I was coming to Canada, and I fell in love with my ski instructor, and she and I. After 7.5 years, we decided it was a lot more practical to get married. So she moved down to Pennsylvania, and as we crossed the border, she made it very clear that she had no intentions of living in the States for the long haul. She was willing to start out there, and so it took her only 2.5 years to get me up to Canada. And then when I came up, I intended to get into my own business of some sort, and it seemed that some sort of a craft would be the logical one. So I chose stained glass, and I started producing it. And within a very short time, my work was well received, and it's the rest is history.
What made you think at that time that you could actually be successful doing this?
Well, I think it's because I was young, and at that time I was 29, and at that age you think you can do anything. So I just dove right into it. She had 2 kids I had to support, and I just took it on as a responsibility, and stuck with it, and went to work every day, and it just started to flourish in a very short time. I think the timing was right as well. It was when this would be in the early '80s, when art and craft was was fairly fresh and new, and I had never seen stained glass before I started getting interested in it. And when I did see it, it's such a beautiful medium, and I just kind of grew out of that.
Interesting. I know David has told me about some of the works. He was quite blown away by their scope and their beauty. So now that you've sort of entrenched yourself and you've got this new idea about the competition happening, what are the goals? What are the goals you have with your studio, and how do they tie in? Carmen, actually, what are your goals too? How do the two tie in as you move this thing forward?
Well, I think that in a perfect world, I'd like to be able to provide public art and opportunities for other artists. I'm getting on a little bit in age, and I'd like to see young artists have a chance to create work and have it be seen by a lot of people in public situations. And some of the finest artists that I've met are 3D modelers that are just doing extraordinary things with the computer, and I look at these 3D models. I think, well, they'd be exceptional, full-scale sculptures. And so this is what inspires me, is to facilitate a situation where public art can be created, and that artists have a chance to get in the loop, in a sense, where they probably don't even ever consider that their models could actually be full-scale sculptures and enjoyed by so many people.
It just takes a certain amount of audacity to take that first step, doesn't it? I mean, if you're doing something and you're relatively comfortable with what you're doing, but now you're going to take this step that you're gonna express yourself for the rest of your life instead of serving people. I can't imagine that it's an easy one, but obviously you've made a successful transition.
What do you see happening here, Carmen?
What I see happening is there's obviously a little bit of a transition period in order for something to really kick into full gear. Right now, we're in the planning phase, and like I said, the first World Peace Festival in conjunction with the Korean group is in 2014. 1 year from now. So we've got some time to start getting things rolling, and I'm really encouraged and inspired by what Greg has in mind in conjunction with the World Peace Festival Monuments theme. And so I really think that this is not only just a one-off kind of idea, that this is something that will not only service the World Peace Festivals and the artists, and that this will fulfill Gregory's dream as well, to be able to assist other artists to kind of step up to the plate and really fulfill their goals as well. So this has a very, from what I can see, a far-reaching effect, that it not only helps him out to achieve his goals, but to help others out. And also, when these World Peace Monuments are on display, it will really, it has that kind of effect too, community-wise, sustainability for artists. And, I was thinking to myself, wow, 3D modeling. I mean, I wonder if you could actually create something that is of a phenomenal size, like a giant crane, the world peace bird for Hiroshima, and then it flies off over to Hiroshima. So anyway, I have a lot of like a lot of energy in behind this. I can feel that this is going to be a very amazing project once we get rolling with it. So.
I can feel it too. When you describe it like that, I can feel it too.
Carmen, what exactly is your role in this then? This little team that you've got, you and Greg. What's your role? Greg's obviously the artist. Are you artist as well, or are you a facilitator of some kind? What would you see your role in this?
I'm a project manager, consultant. I work with teams, and I also bridge cultures. So because this is a global theme, world peace, I would be working with other groups from other countries. I'm very familiar with that. I've got a lot of history in that already. And so as an executive project manager and consultant, I would be wearing a lot of hats in between all of this, and just overseeing the direction of it and ensuring that communication is going very well and things are moving along nicely to achieve the goals that everybody would like to have and to benefit the communities and the world at large.
And you're happy with that, Greg? You guys have defined your roles there, or is, there's always going to be some spillover, I guess.
I'm very excited about the potential of working with Carmen. She's an extraordinary person, and I've had a chance to really get to know her, and I find that she has the full integrity of wanting to assist and bring things forward. So I feel like I'm very blessed to have her on the team.
So I didn't quite catch it at the beginning. Are this world peace initiative, is this something that you guys are starting, or are you picking up on someone else's thrust, if you will?
This is an idea that's been rolling around for a little while. I can put it back to, I was on tour globally for about 5 years, and I was part of a project where we displayed Buddhist relics. And I found that this had such a profound effect on people. I wanted to move forward with something similar. And after I completed that segment of time there, for a couple of years I talked to various people, and nobody could really come up with something that would be of that magnitude. So when I came across the Koreans, and we started discussing, what could we do that would really just blow the socks off people and really inspire them and elevate them and just, something that's very positive for humanity. And we started talking about World Peace Festivals. So that was about a year and a half ago. And throughout the discussions, how would that look? Where would that go? And in the last, when I went over to Korea in May, we really got down into more discussions and brought in more people. Now there's about 20 people there that are willing to move forward with this. And the monuments became a very powerful component of that, like an artistic expression of what we would be doing.